Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's October the 7th, 2022. It's hard to believe the first week of October is already gone by. The leaves are starting to turn out there. They're falling off the trees. And I'm going to probably get to a video this weekend showing a bit about some of the trails and things that are around and the leaves that you can see. I'm going to touch on it a little bit in this video too, based on one of the postcards that I got. So you have to stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget, leave your questions on That Dad Guy Answers. That's the last video I did last week, was part 34, come out every Saturday. So I'll be able to answer those questions tomorrow if you leave them today. Sometimes we wait till the last minute to ask those questions. And if you do it on Saturday, sometimes I've already shot the video. So if you got one, leave it in the questions today. I was feeling a bit down earlier than this week. I had a bit of a sickness on Monday. Stomach wasn't feeling so well. Took the day off work on Monday and Tuesday, and the world seemed to know that I needed some mail, and mail showed up in bunches. On Monday, I got 16 things showed up. A total for the week was 32, 7 of them registered. A few parcels showed up too. I'm putting those aside. They showed up for my birthday, and my birthday hasn't happened yet, so I'm going to wait until the day of, do a video for it then, and show the nice parcels that people have sent. So if you've sent a parcel and waiting to see what's in it, I'm going to wait until my birthday to do it. And if you want to see what I got, tune in for that video. The other thing I did was I created a P.O. Box account. So I now have a postal box that you can send things to if you want to. I know some people say, I'd like to send you a card, don't want a card back. So what I'm just going to do now, rather than giving out my address all the time for security reasons, I have gone to a P.O. Box. So it's P.O. Box 22, Moncton, Stn Main, New Brunswick, E1C 8R9 here in Canada. And I'll put it up on the screen, and also it's going to be in the description of my videos going forward. So that'll be there for anyone who's interested. But as our community on this YouTube channel seems to be growing, I wanted to make sure that there was an outlet there if people wanted to reach out. So I've done that for now. All right, let's get into the 7 officials I have, and then we'll get into all the other ones that showed up. This first one here comes from Maine in the United States, our neighbor. And we have this kind of vegetables, and kind of the fall thing we're going for, I guess. On the back here are the stamps. Some nice new ones there that I haven't seen these ones here before. So thank you for that. This comes from Ryan, and he says he's already checked out my YouTube channel, so that's cool that he likes that. And he's getting a little cooler temperatures too. I suspect Maine and New Brunswick get very similar temperatures, so when it fluctuates, we both feel it. All right, so thanks Ryan for that. The next card comes from Finland. It is a Halloween meetup Postcrossing card, and that's awesome. So this one, my name is Marita. So Marita lives in central Finland. There is the stamp that has not been canceled. And they say on the 22nd of the month, every month, they have a meetup. So their post-crossing community must be very big to be able to have meetups every month. And fantastic. You're going to have different cards every month and different themes. So more power to them. And thanks so much for writing. My next one comes from the United States. It comes from Deborah, and she's in New York State. And she says she admires my job at working at the post office. I always wanted to be a big fan of the magic of getting all the mail delivered how it happens every day. Not a lot of magic to it, a lot of strength and repetition, I guess is what we have in it. And there are the stamps. So we've got a Star Wars one. We've got a cappuccino one, and we've got Katharine Hepburn, and of course we've got a beautiful hedgehog postcard as well. So thank you, Deborah, for that. And she also says, hope you're having a great autumn. We are, and upstate New York, probably very similar as well. Another hedgehog postcard. This one comes from Germany, and he says that he's on a trip with his sister, and they'd like to plan vacations together. On the back, we have that stamp. And it looks like it says cats. It says regards cats. I'm not sure if that's, or it might be Gabe. Either way, thank you. I'm going to go with Gabe. Cats doesn't sound right. And we have another hedgehog postcard. Everyone who was sending official cards this time around seemed to be getting the idea that I needed more polo cards, so that's great. This person has checked out my YouTube channel already, did not sign the card, so I don't know who it is from originally, but they are in Germany. And we have those stamps. And it was 18 degrees when they sent it. And they even included hedgehog stickers. So we're going full theme. All right, the next card comes from the United States. Another one coming from New York State. Said they had a very nice summer and the autumn is just beginning. And they're in the Adirondacks where the elevation and the leaves started to change. So this is certainly the scene that we have going on here too, where everything is going reds and oranges and yellows. And the leaves are starting to fall. And then we have Purple Heart and a Missouri and a bunny stamp. All my officials seem to be coming from New York State. That's not a bad thing. So here's another one. Makes me think of the New York Yankees, and they're off to the postseason again. So here we are showing the Big Apple. All sorts of different scenes you would see, whether there's a Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, or just the great skyline. And this comes from Fran, and she put, so you can't really see it, but there's the Forever stamp in there too. All right, that's it for the officials. Now let's get into the friend swap mail. This first one is a World Postcrossing Day. So there's a few of those that are starting to trickle through now. Hopefully you guys got to send out some. My hands are still sore from writing all the ones from last week, but it was a blessing to do it. So this comes from Terry. She is a first-time swapper with me and has been watching my channel and has her own YouTube channel. So I'm going to plug that too. It's called Today's Snail Mail. So I've subscribed to her, and we're going to go and we're going to check out the channel more. I haven't watched the videos yet, but when she put her YouTube channel on the bottom, I wanted to return the favor and subscribe. So we'll definitely sit down with some time and look at the videos you've put out. I think she's got 10 out so far right now. So this is the postcard, World Postcrossing. You can see all the animals with all the letters. Very cute. So thank you, Terry. And then there's a stamp on the back. And she's here in Canada, in Ontario. And then we have a official World Postcard Day card. This one arrived. This one comes from Kathy, also in Ontario in Canada. And there on the back, we've got the Queen and the World Postcard Day stamp on there, and some cute decorations there as well. Thank you, Kathy. Next one comes from Zach in the United States, and here is a variety of flags you might see if you were out on a boat. These are the Marine signal flags and all the things that they stand for. And he was saying he got his A&P certification. So congratulations to Zach on doing that and his work with the aircraft. So that's exciting. Now, this next card is a bit of a shock. It's also the first swap person as well, and they come from Ohio. So this is Nicole, and she sent this postcard. She bought a bunch of vintage cards and saw this card and immediately thought it must go to me. This is actually Centennial Park here in Moncton, New Brunswick. So a card came from Ohio that is from here. Here's the back, the stamps that we have. We've got a nice baseball stamp there. She always does a good job. I've seen some of her other things that she sent out, so she decorates nicely and has lots of great stamps. And so Nicole, this is what it looked like in my childhood. You can see there's a bridge that goes over the island. That bridge no longer is there. There's a stand that's here on the island. That's no longer here. I'm going to put up a picture here showing what the park looks like as of this morning. So I took this picture today, and you can see what it looked like here probably in the 70s when I was growing up, and fond memories of this. And now you can see what it looks like now. Thank you, Nicole, for that and those memories, and the first of what should be many swaps, I hope. All right. This next one, another World Postcrossing or Postcard Day card. This one comes from Helen in Prince Edward Island, and they were hit pretty hard with Fiona when it came through, and she was without power for a while, but I'm glad to hear that they've got power again, and she was able to get cards out for World Postcard Day, and the Islanders will be back stronger than ever, rebuilding everything that Fiona kind of took away. So we got a hockey stamp on the back. So she sent that. She wasn't done. She sent a second. She sent a happy Thanksgiving. So this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving, which means Monday is a holiday. There's no work for Monday, and families coming in, and we'll be eating on that day, and traditional things that you do on Thanksgiving. But thank you, Helen from Prince Edward Island, for thinking of me and my family for Thanksgiving. Not a Thanksgiving stamp, but a very cool older Hanukkah stamp. Another card showed up from Prince Edward Island. This one not from Helen, but from Kyler. And it's a 1,000 Shen postcard. Look at this. Shimmery, shimmery, shimmery. And this is his Happy World Postcard Day card for me. Just a special card in honor of the day. And he thought it reminded him a bit of the Sussex Balloon Festival, which I did a video on this summer. So yeah, you got all the hot air balloons up there in the sky. Very beautiful. Love these cards. And this isn't the first one that Kyler sent me, so I really appreciate that. The next card comes from Bex in the United Kingdom. A little bit of a comical card here. And it says, can you believe it's almost Halloween? Yeah, it is very hard to believe that we're only a few short weeks away from the end of October. And we just started. I mean, we're only a week in, but these weeks seem to fly by so quick. Look at the stamp. And we got the shimmering airmail sticker too. Lovely decorated. You can see the pumpkins in the washi tape. So she's starting to get ready for Halloween. I love that. And thank you, Bex, for that card. The next card comes from Keeks. She is in Oregon. She is in Seattle. Keeks Wanderer, if you're looking for her channel on Instagram. She puts out great things and does lots of good creative artwork. So she sent this one. This is kind of you can see on her mailbag and her cat flying over. And some of the use of the older stamps on the back. Sent that, but she also sent this card. Now, she sent this card 2 months ago while her and her husband were in England. She was touring around. She said she went to a bunch of the different universities that she's heard so much about. Now she could say she's been there. And then she used this special stamp on the back. She says every card that she sent that had those special stamps on it have taken a long time to reach their destinations. I think it was worth it though. This is a really cool stamp. I hadn't seen it before until she showed it on her Instagram when she bought them originally. So I was surprised to get this card. At first I was looking, I saw the UK, and then I saw who it was from. I was like, it's taken this long? Because I remember when she was in England. It took a long time ago. So thanks, Keeks, for both those cards. This next one comes from Kenzie in Russia. So I got this card. And there's a hedgehog under there. I don't want to lift it up to show addresses, but I will show you those stamps. And inside we've got this beautiful hedgehog stamp, or a hedgehog postcard, excuse me. And she even addressed it on the back and got it stamped. And yeah, I'm not sure why she put it in an envelope, other than the fact that she sent a couple stamps too. I love that she sent some more Russian stamps. These ones here. So I love that. So yeah, so she's got it as Kenzia and Xenia, different spellings, different pronunciations of her name. So hopefully one of those two is correct. And thank you so much for it. Thank you of me and passing along a few more stamps. All right, the next one is another first-time trade. This one comes from Luna, and she is in Italy, the famous bridge in Venice. My wife and I went there after university. That was on our one of our many stops along when we were traveling through Europe. Beautiful city. Everyone really knows about Venice, though. Famous history. And then look at the stamp that went with it. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Luna. It's been a pleasure to start trading cards with you and have someone in Italy now to trade with. I feel bad if I'm rushing along, but there is a big pile of cards and things to get through. So here's the next one. This one comes from Michelle in the United Kingdom as well. We've got the Transformer stamp up there and a few others. And we've got some Lego decorations there along the bottom. And inside the envelope, she has sent this card, which is a location where she used to live. So how serene is this to have seen this on a regular day? It is a mill by where she used to live. And she also included this Batman stamp. I feel like I have Batman's voice right now with running a little dry, but look at these stamps. Look how big this one is. I love massive stamps like that. You don't see a lot of them, but when you do, they certainly stick out. So thank you, Michelle, for the stamps, for the card, for the messages. I appreciate it. The next one is this one here. Let's send some more snail mail. Let's send some snail mail. And this comes from Anita in Austria. And she was talking about World Postcard Day as well, which was October the 1st. But I like the fact we send them October the 1st, but you get to see them throughout October, because that's depending on how long your mail is. Look at that beautiful ballet dancer on the Austrian stamp. Or gymnastics, I guess, probably what it is with the hoop. If I look at it again closely enough, I thought it was a cancellation from this angle, but so thank you, Anita, for that, and thank you to everyone who's sending World Postcard Day cards out there. Now here we have the next one. This one comes from the United States. This comes from someone called Sam, who goes by Monster. And so we got some Monster stickers. Monster stamps, excuse me. And inside, Sam did a little of her creative work. Now, Sam, you may remember, who did the polo in the cup painting, which I have in my office. Well, now she's created a blank postcard, so I can send it off to someone else, using all these English stamps. She did that one. And she created this Canadian flag also, using a bunch of older stamps in the middle. So if you're a stamp collector, these will be nice cards to get. Some people say, you know, using stamps like that when you could be collecting, yeah, you could put them in a binder, but some of these stamps are so common, you see tons and tons of them around. Why not do something creative with it to use a different purpose? So I'm all for seeing stamps show up this way. If it was a super rare stamp and it was used that way, that might be something different, but these ones aren't super rare. All right, moving along. This one comes from Kim in the United States, in Pennsylvania, and this is where Punxsutawney Phil, the hedgehog that tells you how many more weeks you have until spring starts, one of the many ones that are out there. And I love the Curious George stamp. I mean, I like the Star Wars stamp too, and the Forever stamp, but Curious George one really sticks out for me. So thank you, Kim, for this, for the Gobbler's Knob, weather capital of the world. Well, weather capital of the United States. We have a hedgehog in Ontario, and we also have one in Nova Scotia. So we watch to see how Shubadakity Sam predicts every year. Now, this one here is a United Nations card. It comes from Andre in Estonia. And so while he was on his travels, once again, he sent me this card. Now, it's kind of a maxi card. I know this stamp should be on the front for it to be maxi, but it is a matching stamp to go with the postcard. So thank you, Andre, for thinking of me and sending that card along. Okay. Now, this is another first-time swap. This comes from Bob, and he's in Ontario. He's been watching some of my YouTube videos, and then he finally reached out and asked to see whether or not we could swap a card. And he's actually coming down to Atlantic Canada for a wedding in Halifax. And a lot of his friends have already moved down this way. During the pandemic, let me show you the stamps. He's used some older ones here. During the pandemic, a lot of people from Ontario and Quebec have moved down to Atlantic Canada because the price of housing is much cheaper here than it is up there. And for a lot of people, they can now work from home. So it makes sense not to spend $1 million in Ontario for a house when you can buy it for a fraction of the cost down this way. All right, this next one comes from Sophia, and she's in Montreal. You may remember her from the meetups that we had. She planned all the meetups here in the Maritimes. And so she created this card on one of her camping experiences. I have a few of these cards too that I bought from her. So you might see me mail them out one day. Excuse me. And then she's used all these older stamps. There is a New Brunswick flag on the stamp, 17-cent stamp. A variety of different ones. So thank you, Sophia, for that. I probably should have some water with me as I race through this, but I'm going to keep plugging along here. All right. Here we have another one. This one comes from Northern Ireland. Another first-time swap. I've had a lot of first-time swaps show up this week. This comes from Rachel. And this is a beautiful estate, I guess. This is Lady Alice Temple. It's on Castle Gardens, one of the only royal residences in Northern Ireland. There's a little history for you. And then all the wonderful stamps that she's included on the back. Especially like this one of the post office box. For my affinity for mailboxes. All right. Media has sent this envelope from Finland. There you can see the stamps. Another new one that I haven't seen. And inside she's included some cards. So we have a blue cat card. Some cats playing hockey. So she was out traveling and she bought a few cards along the way. We have Finnish motocrossing, or at least a Finnish participant in a motocross that has done very well. And then we have a happy Postcrossing card, and this one actually comes from Caroline's shop in France. Hopefully you know Postcrossing Lover. That's who Caroline's is. You can check her out. But she makes beautiful cards and stickers and all sorts of things. So you'll want to go to her shop and peruse and maybe buy a few things. So thank you, Media, for that card. And she wasn't done. She sent a second one. So we have this one. Another beautiful stamp on it. And inside of this, we have a scene from a sauna. The water and the leaves, and you can see the wood there. So not a lot of saunas here. Some people have them, but not very common as they are in Finland. And then we have this one here of the icebreaker ships. Illustration has written many children's books in a series called Super Women of Finland. And those are icebreakers on that card, which I already talked about. So yeah. And her cousin, Sana, is the one who illustrated it. And then we have an Angry Birds card that she sent along. So you may know that game. Many people were addicted to it for many, many years, I guess, on their phones. I played it as well. So, all right. Now we have this card, or this envelope, showed up today from Julian in Germany. We have the stamps. It's a two-part. One, she sent this beautiful card. So here we are, the Canary Islands. Her and her partner went there, said, you know, it was 25 to 30 every day. Made Germany seem very cold going back into that. And she did include something else in it. This, but I'm not going to open it yet because it says happy birthday on it. So I'm going to leave the surprise until my birthday to open it up. Okay, now we get to this one here. This one comes from Petra in the UK. She's got it all nicely decorated with beautiful stamps. So we've got some Harry Potter, we've got some Transformers, we've got royalty, we've got some Lego. On the back, we've got some New York Yankees. She's hit all the sort of things that I enjoy. And inside, she's got it all wrapped up. And what she sent was this card of the future king and queen and a couple of the kids. And she said she'd got this when she was in England. Well, she lives in England, but while she was in London. And recently, I guess she went to a meetup in London as well that was happening. But she was out with some friends and she saw this. She was at sent me a menu. We had talked about curries and everything. When you think of England and people going out for takeout, they talk about going for a curry all the time. At least that's the North American impression of it. Here we used to always say you go out for Chinese food or go out for pizza. But in England, all you hear about is curry. So she thought it'd be funny if she sent me the menu from the place that her and her friends went to that had curries. So thank you, Petra, for that. Put that aside, very nice. And the last thing I'm going to show you today, and experience it kind of for myself too, is this one here. This comes from Media, again in Finland. Beautiful finished stamps on it. I especially love the Santa and the reindeer one, but these ones here too are very beautiful. So she told me it was not a birthday present, it was just something to send. So inside, she sent this coaster from Helsinki. So I can use that. She sent some sticky notes, as I always seem to be running out of them now. I've moved on to recipe cards, but I can use these anytime. And then finally, she sent this. I think it's black licorice. She had asked that I open it on camera so she could see my reaction to it. It looks like a box of cigarettes, but I know she wouldn't send me cigarettes. So you open it up like that, and they're little black discs. Okay, Media. These are very chewy, first of all. They are very strong. I don't know. They kind of have a cough medicine taste to them, but I'm willing to try. Are these super popular in Finland? When I say they're vegan, I am going to have to pass some of them around this weekend to my family members to try them, see what they think. My father really likes black licorice. I'm curious to see what he's going to think of it. My initial take on these, and I know why you want me to try these on camera now, is that they're so strong. It's like cough medicine. I wouldn't say it's enjoyable, and that's my opinion. But yeah, I'm willing to try. And I do like black licorice, but very strong. Very strong. All right, that's my take. So you like black licorice and you haven't tried these yet, try them. Let me know what you think. If you have tried them, what's your take on them? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Is this something that's super popular in Finland and has never made it elsewhere for some apparent reason? Well, I know what the reason is now for tasting it. But thank you for all the gifts. I'm sure you're laughing at this right now, but thank you for it. All right, remember, if you want to reach out to me now, you can send a message to that dad guy at P.O. Box 22, Stn Main, Moncton, New Brunswick, E1C 8R9, Canada. And that's it for right now. Tomorrow is that dad guy answer, so make sure you get your questions in for it. And thanks for the great week of stuff, thing that lift me up. And next week I will have some more videos, including that special video that's to come out. So for you guys, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?